What's up, guys? It's Brian with mtnmix.com, and today I want to go over a video that kind of dives into the realm of vocals. Again, mainly it's going to be hip-hop vocals, but this pertains to essentially all vocals that you will mix that come across your desk, and that's how to tame, vocals that are too sharp, that are cutting through the mix too much. Oftentimes you could just lower the volume, but that'll get rid of a lot of the body. So you really have to do some surgical EQ to kind of pinpoint these specific frequencies that are cutting through a little bit too much. So I'm going to hop on the screen now. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. It's fairly easy. So let's hop on the screen. So it's common to run into vocals that are too bright or too sharp. There are a lot of things that may have caused the issue, whether it's the room, the mic, improper vocal technique, or whatever it may have been. The good news is that this is something that can be fairly simple to fix. It does require some surgical EQ and maybe some dynamic EQ, but once you get the hang of it, it's a simple thing to fix and it makes your vocals sound 10 times better. So I have this vocal in this session that is piercing through the mix more than I would like, so just take a listen and see if you could hear those sharp frequencies.
They gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it or for catching me around. The only way I could ever be beheaded from the crown. They wanted me to ignore, cause they said that I mounts to a door where a laws as heavenly as it sounds. But the floor that you want can levitate off the ground. And you off to the call, speculating on how you could want what you want, but never get to.
So you can hear how the vocal isn't sitting with the beat tight enough. Lowering the vocals would probably make it inaudible, and turning it up will be essentially a nightmare. But the real issue is the frequencies in the vocal that are cutting through too much. It's only a set amount of frequencies. So first, let's pull up an EQ. You're going to sweep through the EQ while the vocal's playing, and make sure your Q is very narrow, so it's pretty surgical, so you could find that one treble frequency. And while you're sweeping, you'll hear that frequency and it'll almost hurt your ears, so just find that and let's turn that down.
They gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it or for catching me around. The only way I could ever be beheaded from the crown. They wanted me to ignore, cause they said that I mounts to a door where a laws as heavenly as it sounds. But the floor that you want can levitate off the ground. And you off to the call, they gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it or for catching me around.
So as you could see, that already sounds much better, but that's generally not all you're gonna have to do. I like to go an octave above the frequency chart and toning that down a little as well. The vertical lines on a lot of EQs will represent the octaves, so let's go ahead and do that now.
They gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it.
So, generally for the most part, this will help your vocal sit much better, but sometimes you just need a little bit more. This is where I bring in dynamic EQ. With dynamic EQ, you can set a EQ up that will only compensate when a certain threshold is crossed. It's a secret weapon that could help tame a lot of frequencies in a lot of different situations. So I like to use a wide Q around the same frequency we found earlier, and then just adjust the threshold to the point where the sharpness is cutting through, so it'll bring that down. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about that, because a lot of you guys may not have heard of dynamic EQ before.
They gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it or for catching me around.
So as you can see, these two techniques make a world of difference compared for the before and after vocal. I find myself doing this basically on probably about 98% of records that I get. The only time I won't is when it's in a very high-end studio and the engineer is very talented and he knows how to fix this issue going into the recording. So it's something that's done and dealt with before it even gets to me, so that's always nice. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them below. I'll be happy to help you. I'm happy to be back, and I'll see you guys soon.
They gon' have to kill me first before it ever hit the ground. And if it ever hit the ground, bet that I'm next to it or for catching me around. The only way I could ever be beheaded from the crown. They wanted me to ignore, cause they said that I mounts to a door where a laws as heavenly as it sounds. But the floor that you want can levitate off the ground. And you off to the call, speculating on how you could want what you want, but never get to surmount what you saw. To tell them what you saw is telling them you was willing to pedal to the front and being